Hello, my name is Albert Clark Castaneda, and this is my segment. It's all about the agents. And in this short video, I'm going to be interviewing insurance professionals, vendors, to really add value to agents and learn about the industry. Today, I'm extremely honored to be joined with Barbara Weekly. We had the opportunity to work together as I was an insurance broker. So I appreciate you joining me today.
Sure, thank you for inviting me.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Awesome. So today, one of the things that I want to share is, Barbara's had experience working in the insurance agency really for over 20 years. And you work for a national insurance firm, correct?
That's correct.
And we had the opportunity to work together, and really Barbara mentored me and really taught me in how to build a pipeline and how to go after business segments. So in 2015, you retired from that national insurance agency, correct?
I did.
And since then, you've been working with the institutes, correct?
That's correct. And yes, I started as a performance coach and facilitator with the Polestar, and they were acquired by the Institutes, which is a continued insurance and continued ed national firm.
Excellent.
Yes.
And with the institutes, your real focus is really developing producers, correct? And
That's
also,
correct.
One of the things that you do is you really teach them how to go after new business opportunities.
Yes, we work with nothing but new producer development, and teaching the new producers entering into our industry how to build their book of business, how to present themselves, how to track their progress, and really getting them some good solid foundation of worth ethics and habits when they first enter the industry. Excellent. So they're building their book the right way. They've got some good solid structural habits in place. Yeah. And it saves a lot of time and money for the agency.
Right.
As well as having a mentor in house.
Sure.
So we're just we're the performance side of
right.
it. We're not the technical
Correct.
side of insurance.
Correct.
And but that's the whole package on it, working with new producers.
Excellent. And one of the things that we've talked about, and when I go and visit agencies, we see that some of the agencies are having some challenges in terms of different trends. So what are some of the challenges and trends that you see currently?
Well, right now in the industry, we're seeing a revolving door. There's a lot of us baby boomers that are retiring from the industry. Right. They're selling their book of business, or they're transitioning it over to other producers within the agency, and with that, there's a new blood coming into
which is
the
great.
business.
I mean, that's phenomenal. Yeah.
And so with that, there's a lot of agencies that are hiring new producers, and the training is needed for them. And so that's what we're seeing the trend in. There's a lot of new producers entering the business now across the country, not just in California.
Well, and I think one of the things too is we're seeing a lot of the millennial generation, getting involved in insurance, which I think is phenomenal, because it just brings in a whole new energy to the industry. But one of the things that we also see is that producers fall down. And why do you think some producers might have the skill set, but really just don't make it in the industry?
I think a lot of insurance agencies don't realize or don't take the time with the new producers to really mentor them, to hold their hand for that first 6 months to a year, and making sure they're comfortable with what their new role is at the insurance agency.
That's true. Yeah.
And gaining that confidence to talk about the coverage and meeting new people and knocking on doors, etc.
Right.
So I think that they fall down, and because they aren't trained right out of the get-go on how to be an insurance producer, I think they lose focus and interest, and they leave the industry where they could be very much of a great talent to really have a nice book of business in insurance, but
that mentorship is
it's hugely important, and nobody wants to do it.
And and that's one of the things too is really about the tools, right? The tools that you guys provide throughout the Producer Accelerator program. Some of those tools you've already mentioned, but what are some of the other ones that you think are well trusted by the agent.
Well, having a good solid foundation in tracking their progress, I think.
Yeah.
Knowing that where is the new business flow coming from, backing into their numbers and knowing, okay, in order to meet this goal, I have to interview, I have to sell, I have to be on the phones this much.
The numbers.
I've got to go on the
Right.
appointments. And what are my closing ratio? What's my retention? We talk about production, retention,
Yes.
efficiency, and productivity. I mean,
Okay.
we call it prep goals
Oh,
in our
excellent. Okay.
in our
That's a great-
business,
that's a great
and
goal.
and making sure those accounts meet all that, as well as learning when to ask for referrals. Have a good center of influence, your COI list,
Right.
that you can depend on to bring you new business.
Mhm.
And rather than having to sit and make cold call after cold call after cold call, nobody wants to do that, and that's where you lose agents.
I see.
Is they
I see.
don't want a cold call. Nobody likes to do that.
And it's surprising when you do find somebody that likes to cold call, because they're out there, right?
Yeah, they are, but
yeah.
you can warm call.
You can warm call.
And
yeah,
warm
I like
call with some qualified prospects.
Okay.
And I think that's part of it. That's what we spend a lot of time on
Excellent.
in that first 20 weeks
Excellent.
of our training.
That's good to hear. So it's about 20 weeks to
Yes,
the
it's
training
approximately.
that you guys provide.
And then at the end of that 20 weeks, once we've gone through our whole series of our related classes, and there's some online self-study part involved that they have to do too on their own. We also then at the end of the program, they have to provide their insurance agent with a business plan.
Excellent.
And that business plan has to be done as an oral,
Okay.
and with a PowerPoint handout.
Okay.
And we prepare them for, okay, what's your plan?
Right.
How are you going to get to the numbers that you said you want to get to for that first year? And it takes a solid 24 to 36 months for a new producer to really feel comfortable in his shoes.
Right.
To have an
So
insurance
keep the
cycle,
fight.
yes,
Keep the fight, right?
and go through the X dates. Go through an insurance cycle where then they are calling on that prospect again next year and the year after, because sometimes you can't write it the first year.
Excellent.
So
And you've obviously seen a level of success from these producers, right, that go through this program. And talk a little bit about that. Talk a little bit about how successful they are and what they're doing and so on.
it's interesting. I've been doing this only since for the institutes. I've only been doing this since 2015, and I still get phone calls from people like you.
Yeah, exactly.
From ones that I've mentored
Absolutely.
back then. They say, I hope you remember me. And they might have a question of transitioning to new agency.
Right.
They might have a question on that to again continue developing their selling skills as well as their advisor skills in the insurance business. But the ones that have really bought into the whole structure of training, those are the ones that are just on a rocket ship.
Hi, thank you for joining us on this segment of It's All About the Agents. If you'd like to contact Barbara, you can reach her by email at clever@theinstitutes.org, or you can call her as well at 619-995-8322. Thank you for joining us.